Yes, I realize
I'm an impressive kind of
yeah,
girl.
you are.
But hello.
You amaze me. Hi, she amazes me.
Rochelle.
I'm just singing her praises.
I know, yeah. This is why I keep Rochelle around.
Yeah.
No, we were just laughing at the fact that I apparently hum every time I am turning on or off.
Like,
So anyway, whistle while you work.
Yes.
I hum while I work.
That's
and
good.
try to figure things out. Hi guys, how
Hello.
are you? Happy Wednesday.
Yeah.
Good to be here. It's snowing here in Portland, but not snowing enough to cancel school, which is kind of nice for me because I was lonely last week.
I know, I wasn't with you.
I know. So
I was dancing in my house, having a little dance party all by myself. It was kind of fun.
You should have videoed it.
That
That probably would have been more entertaining than last week. Hello, Miss Ashley. It's good to see you. I just had a really good meeting with your husband.
Yeah, and he brought us coffee.
He brought us coffee.
So sweet.
Anyway, hello. If you are brand new to us, I am Angie Taylor.
I'm Rochelle Lenenberger.
And we do Parenting for Divine Destiny. And really, we started this because between my 25 years in education and talking with parents over a lot of years in education, Rochelle's
20 plus years.
20 plus years in
3
education.
adult children. Yeah.
3 adult children, 2 adult children. If we've learned anything, it's what works and what doesn't work, and not that we got it perfectly on any level.
No.
In fact, I feel like a lot of this conversation is wrapped around, hey, we failed at this, but we've seen it done well over here.
Yes.
So anyway,
do what we say, not as we do, or something.
True. No,
we did some things right. We did some good things.
On your hand.
It's my notes.
Rochelle's writing on her hand. Okay, super distracted today.
Sorry.
That's okay. I've had a really fun morning. I've met with people about strategizing and visioning for the future, and those are always literally my favorite kind of mornings.
Yes.
But today, this month, the whole month of March, we're talking.
So
March
excited.
is like literally every year my favorite month of the year. It really is, because for us on our school campus as well as our global campuses, it's missions month, where we literally send our kids all over the world doing service learning and missions projects, and just helping them cultivate an attitude of gratitude as well as giving to others. And so
it's amazing.
It is amazing.
It's life-changing, and
it is
for them to have a whole different perspective from outside of their little.
Yeah. So Rochelle and I actually get to, and usually it doesn't work out this way. Usually we either go to separate locations or one of us stays home and the other goes. But this year, the way it just happened to all come together, we are both on our way to Kenya with a team of students here next week.
So excited.
Super excited. So hopefully we'll do a live session in Kenya next week. But today in particular, since we're talking about missions and trying to help our kids learn to be others focused and giving to others rather than self-absorbed, I realized that it really starts with gratitude.
For sure.
It 100% starts with gratitude. I can remember I had spent an entire day, our family had spent an entire day at Six Flags amusement park. And I mean, we did it big, right? Like, when you go and you're like, let's just have a good day as a family. So you're like eating the cotton candy, you're eating the food in the park, you're buying the autographs. Like we did this well, right? We had our 3 little kids at the time, and we're walking out of the park after a very long, exhausting day. And one of my children, who shall remain nameless right now, literally looked at me and said, that was not great because I didn't get to go on Medusa or some ride. Like literally we had just spent an entire day.
It happens. I
know.
I know.
You just want to, and I didn't do this, so don't report me. You just want to like grab them around their little throat and go, rah! I did not do that.
What'd you do?
I know. You know what I did? I actually, and this is one of those moments where I feel like as a parent, I got it right. I looked at said child,
Yes.
because if I say the sex, it gives it away.
Right.
Because I only have one of them.
Who could that be?
Which child is it? Anyway, I looked at him and said, "What did you love about today? What was your favorite part of today?" Because really it's about helping. I think we want our children to very naturally fall into an optimistic place of gratitude, and it's training.
It's training.
Like
you have to train them.
You are cultivating and training the way your kids think.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that we do in our home, and literally this happens every single day, it's a personal practice that I have, is we list our 5 things of gratitude literally every day. My daughter and I, we talked in previous episodes, we talked about the need for triggers, so an event that happens that sets the next event in motion. So for example, we get in the car every morning to come to school. It triggers what are your 5 areas of gratitude? And you cannot here's the thing, parents, because you want to do the 5 areas of gratitude every day, or you want to do this. Well, kids will very quickly go into my family, my food, my my house. But so our rule is you can never repeat.
That's good.
5 areas of gratitude. Like literally every day, it's 5 new spaces of gratitude, which let me tell you is hard.
Yeah, you have to think about it.
Exactly.
At first you don't, because, thank you, God, for my house. Thank you for hot water. Thank you for food. Thank you for my bed.
Yeah, the
obvious things. But then after a while, because there are thousands and thousands of things to be grateful for. And it is true, if you actually have your kids from the time they're young, and even start whenever, but write down all their blessings. Start writing them down, and they get into this habit. Yeah. They start thinking of, wow, I am so blessed, and having them figure out, because so many times we just bombard our kids with things, and they don't care where they're from. They just get the stuff, and then it really doesn't help them really develop that thank you so much.
Appreciation that there was a price tag spent.
Yes, exactly. So actually having them verbalize it, write it down.
Yeah.
And, studies have shown that people who are grateful and who actually are thankful for what they have, their happiness increases by 25%. And they have a better attitude towards school and more positive relationships. Yeah. So it's really fostering that. It's a mindset.
It is a mindset,
lifestyle,
and a lifestyle that you are helping your kid develop. And quite honestly, the truth is a lot of us don't come by it naturally, right? No. Like the fact is it is so easy if this has happened to me so many times where I didn't sleep well the night before. I'm feeling exhausted, and it's super easy to shift into the I feel exhausted mode, or you're out of gas when you're on your way to work. Your dog got in the garbage.
Yeah, I saw that. Or your cat's got water all over the floor.
Rochelle was late for work because her cats.
Stephanie's cats.
Yeah, but it's like super easy to come in super focused about that. And what our drive-in has taught us to do is like it doesn't matter. First of all, my feelings don't get to lead.
Nope.
Teaching our kids their feelings don't get to lead.
That's right.
Is part of developing attitude of gratitude. What's interesting is your thoughts always follow your feelings, but because they happen so in sync, or it feels like split seconds, a lot of times we think we're feeling a certain way before we think it, and that's not true.
It's more about perspective than it is circumstance.
100%.
I mean, I saw this little video of these guys, and I don't remember what country they were in. It was an underdeveloped country, you could tell.
Yeah.
It looked maybe like it was Haiti or Africa somewhere. But these guys had jobs. They were garbage truck. They were driving, emptying people's garbage and stuff. But they were having a dance party down the street, every house, laughing and dancing and having a party. And to them, they were loving that they got to work, that they had a job. They made their job to bring joy. They were thankful, and it didn't matter what they were doing. And also when we go to other countries, like when I was in Swaziland in the squatters camp.
Yeah.
The children, they have nothing, but they were just laughing and happy and playing because it's not their circumstance, it's their perspective. And for us to teach our kids that.
Yeah, well, and part of the thing that you have to do as parents, and this is the big one and the hard one, is you have to turn off the noise.
Yes.
Like we have a rule that, like, when we're in the car, our kid is not just sitting on the phone in the car, right? Like the earbuds, when we're in the presence of other people,
take them out.
Your earbuds are not in. Like, even if you're not, like sometimes the kids will try I'm not listening to anything. I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So earbud, you got to cut, guys, the noise. As parents, I feel so strongly about this.
I do too.
We have got to fight for our kids. Like, we have to, here's what you need to know is media is designed. It is literally designed to make our kids feel like they're inadequate, to make our kids feel like they're in need of something. That's how they sell their products.
Exactly what they do
to us,
and
right?
It makes you feel like you don't have enough, you're not good enough, you need more,
right?
And it sets up that attitude of comparison.
It does. Yeah. So if you are, and it's not to say that, like, my kid has a cell phone. Like, I'm not one of those parents that are like, no cell phone, no social media. That happens, but the reality is this: it has to be, as parents. That is our job. That is the very tough job. It is worth. I am telling you, I would fight this one to the mat.
I agree.
Because here's what parents need to get: when you lose this battle, your kids lose this battle.
Absolutely.
Like, that's what I am fighting for. Is for my kid, they can be mad at me,
right? And that's okay.
But I am fighting for their life. And if they live a life consumed with noise, consumed with information that says you are not enough, and to be enough, you need.
To do this, that, and the other thing.
It is a tragic setup for failure.
It
is a tragic setup for failure for your child. Rather than, this is where we step in as parents. This is where divine destiny is established in the life of your kid, when we are willing to step in and say, these are the boundaries.
And that's what I was just going to say. You make the boundaries. You are the parent.
100%.
You are the one that says yes and no. You are the one who can set these and
you're not a victim.
You're not a,
You're the mama, you're the daddy.
And if they're mad at you, so what? They're mad at you.
Yeah, the thing is that's okay. It's like, honestly, if you look at the research, the studies, if you talk to kids, they are grateful when a parent kept firm, consistent boundaries in their life when they're older. At the time, no. In fact, it's really interesting in our school. Often what happens is the teachers that challenged the kids the most are, at the time of the challenge, not the favorite teacher. Kids are grumbling, kids are complaining. But when that child gets out of school, I am telling you, 9 times out of 10, they come back and go,
thank you.
That was my
true.
Because you brought the best out of me.
Yes.
Your child desperately needs for you to call into the best of them. And so the way we do that is, first, if you have phones, social media, if your kids are little, this is awesome. These are great things to start every day. But if you have middle school, high school kids, start it anyway. Like, it don't feel like you've failed and you've already lost.
Late. I can't.
It's too late. So so cultivating gratitude has to be a part of your daily rhythm.
Yes.
Has to be. And it, honestly, can I just say, it starts with you. Like,
it does start. We have to be we have to be the ones to say thank you. We have to be the ones to appreciate things and people. And one thing I feel like is really important, especially in this day and age where everything is, online and we text and all this, train your kids, have a set of, just a practical little thing here, get a set of thank you notes.
Yeah.
And when you get a gift, or even when you don't get a gift,
I
to
love this, and will admit I'm terrible at this.
Write a thank you note,
I love that.
or teach your kids how to say thank you in a note. Have cards available, even just to say, hey, thank you so much for whatever it was. It could be anything, or just for being you.
Yeah.
You know, you encouraged me, and start training your kids to write thank you notes, handwritten notes.
Yeah.
Because there's something about having them actually write out and thinking about it instead of just, texting it.
And again, so I think when we're cultivating gratitude, it's number one, it's a daily part of our routine. Yeah. When we sit at the dinner table at night, our conversation, great question, because sometimes you say, how was your day? And your kid was like, good.
Fine.
School. As if school is a verb that defines the day.
Yeah.
But so ask what we do to get that open-ended questions, to get dialogue actually happening. Because by the way, if your kid's middle school, high school, and they're not wanting to talk, super normal.
It's very normal.
You should not feel like you're failing as a parent.
They're not mad at you.
They're not. They go inside themselves often at this age. But ways to draw them out are like at dinner table. We talk about what were your highs.
Yeah.
What were the low
part of your day?
What was the low today? We also want to acknowledge the low, because don't be Pollyanna, sticking your head in the sand when things are frustrating or rough.
They want to know that you want to know.
They want to know that
you care.
Right. But then you always want to flip it to how do we resolve that, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do we resolve that frustration? How do we resolve that conflict? So cultivating gratitude starts with cultivating daily lifestyle, being intentional about what you are surrounding your kid with. So we just watched the movie the other night, Harnessing the Wind. It's on Netflix right now, you guys. It's free. I am telling you now. Listen, it's a little bit of a slow moving movie. However, the story is so powerful, and it's like exactly why we believe so strongly in education. In the movie, it's a true story. The young man is actually not. His village is in a drought. They're starving. Spoiler alert. Sorry if you're watching this, but village is starving. The young man actually is so desperate to go to school to learn how to help his family, and longing for education. And he literally is called out in school. This is like, this about killed me. They called a list of names of the kids in the classroom in school, and they had them stand up, and they said, you have not paid your school fees. You need to leave now. And it's not that they had a public school to go to. It was like, you're just not getting educated. And of course, I understand they have to pay their bills, but it was the most heart-wrenching part of the whole story for me. But here's what I would tell you is exposing your kids to quality interaction and perspective is vital. So like that was a movie that we said, Mully is another movie that we just watched.
Phenomenal movie.
There actually,
there's a lot of
guys,
them.
is great. Of course, we're so passionate about exposing kids on global travel.
Well, and speaking on that, when we went to Philippines, we had a student there who did not realize that she's like, you mean everybody can't go to school? And she was someone who she didn't try at school. She skipped school so many days.
Yes.
She was like, didn't even, and after going there to the Philippines, coming back, she's like, oh my word, I am so grateful that I get an education. I did not realize that everybody in the world doesn't get education. And it was the best thing for her. Yep.
And there's nothing more powerful than when a kid comes home and they start playing with the water faucet.
Yes.
And they're like, I had no idea that turning water off and on in my house
and being able just to drink
and not having to walk to water was a huge deal. That's part of cultivating gratitude, because remember, a lot of times when our kids don't have gratitude, it's because they lack perspective.
Exactly.
It's because we tend, as a human nature, our tendency is to look at the negative, our tendency, and I am telling you, it's cultivating training of mindset.
Exactly.
And that's the job of a parent. That's our job. It's our job. Quite honestly, it changes your entire life personally.
It does,
I one of my favorite things is every morning I have morning farm chores. at my house.
Farm girl.
I feed the horses, I feed the chickens every morning before I come to work. But honestly, it's my favorite thing.
Yeah.
I do it because I love to do it, because we are on property with great views and trees, and that's my moment of, God, holy smokes, look at what you've created, and just that awe and wonder. And there's nothing more powerful than gratitude to put everything into perspective and right in your world. When you understand that the divine God of the universe that has ordered, like, knows these birds that are flying around right now and knows what they have need of, when you understand that, the problem of your day is minuscule.
Yes.
So I've been doing a lot of talking today.
No, I like it. It's good. Everything you're saying is true.
But it's Missions Month for us.
And we're excited. Yeah.
So we're going to talk a lot more this month. We're focused on how do you take your kid into others? How do I serve and love others? And how do I have healthy perspective of the blessing of God in my life? Because that is vital to their future well-being. The amount,
relationships, their attitude,
the amount of anxiety and depression, you guys, in our country is staggering. And I have to say, and Rochelle would speak to this, even in our own private Christian school, the uptick of anxiety and depression in kids over the last probably 5 years.
It's sad.
Devastating.
It's devastating.
It's devastating what you see, and it's why we loved, because I don't think it's ever not happened where we've taken kids outside of their environment, enlarged their perspective, given them opportunity to serve and care for somebody other than themselves, pulled their cell phone away from them.
Right.
I don't think we've ever seen a time where a kid didn't come back significantly changed by that, significantly happier and more. But guys, it starts with us as parents. It starts with us as parents doing the hard jobs as parents. You're not alone. It is hard. Nobody's gonna joke with you. It is really hard, especially when we feel like our own life is in shambles. And I know a lot of times if your marriage is in trouble, or if
things are going on in the home,
finances are, it is so easy to go into your own personal self-focus. Can I just tell you, it's too important in the lives of your kids that you not do that.
Right.
Like it really is, that you yourself go, okay, this may be happening right now, but here is what I'm grateful for.
Well, and it takes your whole thought process in a different direction, because it's when you start thinking about the things you don't have, or those circumstances that are not good, and the negative thoughts. Ask Dr. Carolyn Leaf. I love her. She talks about the negative effects of what you think about. It's toxic. It's like toxic waste. It actually does brain damage. It does brain damage. And so if we really want our kids to be successful, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, all those things, really training them and teaching them and teaching them how, and giving them opportunities to be grateful and thankful, and list those things, speak those things out, the things that God has done for you, and all the things surrounding you. There's so much. It literally will change the brain formation and the neurons and stuff that's going on. It literally will do that. And the more you do it, the more you'll see, and you'll,
and it sets so it like literally sets them up for life to learn to think, and because you were training them how to think. And so honestly, if you do, we've said a ton today, if you do nothing other than start practicing gratitude as a family every single day, if you do nothing other than that, you are going to be, and by the way, when we started, my kid was like, right? I'm honest with you. We're 5 more things. But what is so fun now is we laugh. Like now there's so much joy in the conversation. It's an expected conversation. There's so much joy in the conversation as you're pushing down deep to come up with your next point of gratitude, which, by the way, I'm not going to lie, we cheat, because every Friday we get to be grateful for Friday. So,
That's awesome.
that is our cheat day of, you know what,
Well, I think
everybody should be genuinely
I know.
grateful for Friday.
And I think too, it challenges them, and they like that challenge of,
Yeah.
okay,
It
what's something new and different.
Well, it
that I can
actually
do?
requires them to
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
about it, whereas if you let them say the same
Same
5
thing.
things every day,
It's nothing.
because gratitude is only valuable, and this is a key important thing to understand. Gratitude's only valuable as we take pause
Yes.
to feel it. I'm going to say that again because that's really important, because sometimes you can go
So
through
important. A list.
listen guys,
Yeah.
knowledge is only potential. Knowledge is not power,
Right.
It's only potential.
Potential.
It's only potential as you act on it. So it's critical
Yeah.
that when you think about gratitude, that you pause to feel
it.
gratitude. That's
Very
where the
important.
power, that is
Yes.
where the power, that is
Yeah.
where the transformation happens for
And
your
that's
kids.
that's what changes things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, woo! Look at how much longer we go when you're with me.
Oh,
I have so much more fun.
We have
with you,
more fun
Rochelle. I know.
we're better together.
We
Well,
are better together. No, we. What did you say?
I mean, maybe
Not really, but she pays me to say it. So,
Oh,
anyway.
some things, no.
if you liked the content, like it, share it with your friends. We're super grateful for anybody sharing what we're doing. The bottom line is we're here to add value. We're here. Parenting is hard work, but I feel so passionate that we got to stick together, that we got to join together, that we got to dig just a little deeper to do a good job in this. So bless you guys. Have a fantastic day. And I'm going to hum my way out of here because that's what I do.
Out. That's what you do.
Have a
and
good
we'll
day.
see you in Kenya. No, we won't be in Kenya next
Not
week. 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yes.
La, 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 la.
There's a la-la there.
I know. Oh, I keep thinking I have a touch screen.